Okay, so clearly I can't stop picking up my phone. So let's turn this into a challenge. So for the next week, I'm gonna challenge myself. Instead of picking up my phone every second I get the chance, we're gonna turn that into using a number generator to generate the number of hours I have to read every single day. And hopefully we can get some books done. I don't know if I'm ready for this, but we're using the number generator. We're seeing how many hours we have to read. And as you guys just saw, I already spun the wheel today and we got the number 2. Thank God, because honestly, I'm so exhausted. That means that we have 2 hours that we have to read today. I've got my Kindle because I am currently finishing up one book, which is Phantasma. And it's just been sitting here for a little bit too long. Granted, I think I only started it last week, but like that's a bit longer than I would like it to stay on my like reading list here. I wanna knock it out. I want to get it out of here and finish it up so we can go ahead and read another book. And that's what we're gonna do. I'm on chapter 46, so we are quite close, 79%. Let's see if we can finish this book today. Please. And let's start the timer. Okay. So we've gotten almost an hour of reading done so far, which is great. It's a Saturday, which I don't think I said that yet. I'm starting on such a random day of the week, but like no one's home right now and it feels like a great time to just kind of have the house to myself and read. And I finished Phantasma, which I'm so happy about because for one, I've been wanting to read Phantasma since I had heard a lot of people talking about it. And the cover, I'm not gonna lie, the cover got me. The cover is really beautiful. But let's get into my overall thoughts on this book. Let me take off my glasses for this one. So, overall, star rating. I'd give it like a 3.5 stars. Now, keep in mind, this is gonna be my own personal opinion, okay? Don't come from...
Well, if you come for me, you come for me. I can't stop you from doing that.
But like, let's be nice here. Yeah, overall, I thought it was okay. It wasn't that thrilling. There were definitely parts that were entertaining. I think definitely like the different levels within Phantasma were interesting to see. Ophelia as a character, I didn't really feel much attachment to her or honestly any of the characters. I didn't care very much about Blackwell's character either. I am intrigued by her sister. Her sister was in this book for a very fleeting moment is what it feels like, but she did seem interesting to me. And I know that the next book, Enchantra, I think is what it is. I think that one's based on her. So I might pick it up, I don't know. But one thing I will say that I did appreciate being added into the book was Ophelia and her mental disorder, which is obsessive compulsive disorder. So if you don't know much about OCD, you're gonna kind of get an experience of what that can look like and feel like for a person. And the author, it seems, deals with that herself, and she implemented a lot of like what she feels when dealing with OCD like into Ophelia's character. And I like that part in particular because it's like this weird voice in your head, which I'm saying this as someone who has dealt with obsessive thoughts for a very long time, like since I was 15, 16 years old. And it's one of those things where you feel like if you do not do what these thoughts are telling you to do, which these thoughts don't even feel like they're your own thoughts, but if you don't do what these thoughts are telling you to do, then something bad is going to come of it. That has been my personal experience. So I think that was really refreshing for me to read that, because I haven't really seen that very often in books, if at all, in that particular matter. I've seen other things like obviously depression, anxiety being depicted in books, but I've not seen OCD. So that was really nice and refreshing to see. But it was I don't know, sometimes it did feel like we were kind of overdoing things. I don't know, this book just didn't hit 100% for me. I was invested at first because I also really loved where the book was taking place. And I think it was Louisiana or something like that. I loved how we kind of got the visual elements of that. It's not a place that I've ever been to, but I've seen so many beautiful pictures of Louisiana, and you always hear things like it being haunted and stuff like that. So I liked that element, and it was fun to have that in the beginning. And then it just slowly drifted away. Not even slowly, it just after the first couple of chapters, just that went thrown out the window, because now we're here in Phantasma, and that's where the remainder of the story takes place. So I would say about 95% of the book takes place in Phantasma, which I'm not going to explain what Phantasma is or any of that, because you're going to want to read that and find out more. But I don't know, I just felt like we were missing some of those elements that would have been really nice. But overall, star rating 3.5 star. I think 3.5 stars might be pushing it. Honestly, 3 stars. Would I recommend it? Not to everyone. I would recommend it to particular people, or if you're looking for a particular type of read and this suited that read, I would recommend that. But I don't think I would recommend this to just anyone. Oh well. Well, now that that is done, we still have how many minutes left? We have an hour and 12 minutes and 46 seconds remaining exactly for today's little readathon here. So let's see. The next book I do have in mind to read is actually a book that I said I was going to try to pick up this month. And so far I think I've done pretty well with reading the books that I've wanted to read this month. Not gotten to all of them, but I've gotten to a few. So let's see if we can cross another one off the list. And that book will be none other than... I've been wanting to read this one for a while, and summer is ending, so it just feels like this is an appropriate read. I don't know if this book takes place during the summer at all, but it's called Maine Characters, and Maine is spelled like the state Maine, so I just felt like that was very fitting. What is another wonderful way to spend your summer than at a lake? So let's go ahead and jump into this book and see what we think. So I didn't really know very much about this book before picking it up. Honestly, that's not true. I didn't know anything about this book before picking it up. I just saw the book's cover and the name, and I was like, you know what? I want to read you. And so that's how I ended up picking up the book. But now that I'm reading it, I'm kind of like, wow, this story's a lot deeper than I thought. I thought this would be just a cute, little fun summer, read. And I'm sure, it's going to have definitely some elements, but this is actually kind of a deep story right now. Pretty heavy. The exit off the highway is so sharp. Vivian Levy throws her hand over the urn so it doesn't topple off the passenger seat. Urn? What's going on here? And so, we slowly start to unpack, obviously, what the urn is for, where she's headed, and what's going on. And I'm just kind of like, wow, that's a lot going on. For those that want to know a little bit about what the story is about, I don't know what is a spoiler and what isn't. And I haven't read the synopsis of the book, so I just really don't want to. Actually, let's read the synopsis. That'll make my life so much easier, wouldn't it? So I read the synopsis. I don't think I'm going to put it in to this video because I feel like it just gives a little bit too much away. I think one of the beauties of reading books is like going in without having a lot of knowledge, because I think especially nowadays movies and books just give a little bit too much away, and it doesn't leave enough to leave you guessing and wanting more. So I'm not gonna actually put in what I read, but I will tell you a more condensed version of what it said. So basically we are following two sisters, and their names are Vivian and Lucy. And this is supposed to take place during the summer at their father's cabin, who has recently passed away. Secrets are going to be unfolded. I mean, big secrets are going to be unfolded. And we get to experience all this by the lake in Maine. So I'm really eager to see what's going to happen, because I am already at a point where some secrets are unfolded, which is a great thing. I will say you don't have to wait long for anything to be unveiled, which keeps you wanting to know more and what's going on. So I'm enjoying it so far, and yeah, I'm gonna stop talking because I'd like to get back to reading. I read a little past the timer, so I can say we have safely completed the goal of 2 hours today. A little bit nervous about what's going to come tomorrow, but that's tomorrow's problem. Either way, I am enjoying Maine Character so far more than I think I anticipated, because once I started reading it and started to understand a little bit about what was going on, I was kind of I don't know if I want to read this, but I was let me just see, because that was the first chapter in that I was I don't know if I want to read this right now. And I continued on, and I'm currently now on chapter 4, and I'm actually really liking it. I'm really interested to see what's going to happen between the two sisters and how they're going to handle and deal with everything that's going on in their life at the current moment, because there's a lot happening. There's a lot going on between their relationships, jobs, and family drama. There's just a lot going on. So I'm curious to see what else is to come, but we will find out some more tomorrow. That is when I will probably pick up the book again. So I will have another update for you guys tomorrow. Yay! I don't know. Yay, we're currently on the bookshelf. Anyways, good morning. It is the next day, so that means it is Sunday, and that means we're gonna spin the wheel again, and I'm scared. Okay, let's see how many hours we're going to read today. 4 hours. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. The reason why I'm doing it now, well, because it's the first thing in the morning, so sooner the better that I know how many hours I need to read. But I'm also about to go take the dog for a walk, and I got the audiobook for Maine Characters, so I think I'll listen to some of the audiobook while I'm walking the dog, because I was smarticles last night and thought, what happens when I draw a huge number? Because, I mean, the odds are that's going to happen, probably more than once. So, to be able to fit that many hours of reading in while still being able to live life. I was like, audiobooks will probably be my best friend during this challenge. So that's where we're at. And I also ordered the physical copy of this book because I started to really enjoy it, like I told you guys. But I'm not that far. Well, I'm far in, to be honest. I read another chapter last night. These chapters are very long, like really like obnoxiously long, that I forgot I was still in the same chapter. Anyways, let me finish making Anthony coffee, and then I'm gonna take the dog for a walk, and I'm gonna get to reading. Thoughts so far on Maine Character. I don't know. Like, let me move you guys so I can. I don't know. Like, it was interesting at first, but now I'm kind of a little bit bored. The chapters are really, really long, and I think that is just not helping the situation. Like, I feel like I'm not getting anywhere in the book because you don't get that, like, gratification of, okay, I've completed another chapter. Like, I'm literally only on chapter 6. I'm only on chapter 6. 2 hours and 38 minutes left in the timer. But, like, the fact that I've only gotten to no, wait, I'm on chapter 6 or 7. What am I doing? I'm on chapter 6. The fact that I'm on chapter 6 and I don't even know, guys. Like, I don't want to DNF this book at all, because I've been wanting to read it, and I'm just hoping that it's going to get better, but I am getting a little bit concerned that I am going to need to DNF this book to prevent myself from getting into a reading slump, which is really disheartening because I was really excited to read this book, but that just goes to show you don't judge a book by the cover, because that's the honest reason why I wanted to read this book. It just looked like summer. Gave summer vibes right off the cover. And I don't know, it felt like it was gonna be good. Maine as the backdrop, you've got a beautiful lake, and then, like, with the comparison of The Parent Trap, like, I love that movie. I love The Parent Trap. Like, when I was a kid, that was the only thing I'd ever watch, and if you asked me right now to recite the movie, I could probably do it word for word. Like, I love The Parent Trap so much. But, like, I don't really see, like, I don't really see a huge comparison between The Parent Trap and this. Like, the only thing that I can say is reminiscent of Parent Trap are, like, the two sisters and, like, their situation. And kind of, like, how they aren't really getting along with each other in the beginning, like in The Parent Trap. Although I'm assuming, like The Parent Trap, things may change near the end. Do I know that? No, because I'm not at the end yet. I don't even know if I'm gonna get to the end at this point, because, like, everything that's happening in between, like, I wish I was getting more with the sisters right now than I'm getting, because everything that's happening right now is also involving a lot of, like, relationship drama that, like, I just feel like I don't really care about, and to me doesn't feel necessary. It feels like we put it into the book because we didn't know what the plot was really going to be. I don't know. I guess we'll have to see what my thoughts are near the end. It has been a little while since I last verbally updated you guys. I think the last time I talked to you was like 9 o'clock this morning. It is now currently 7:54 in the evening. So it's been all day, but I can safely say that I finished the book. Because honestly, I just wanted to be done with it. In the beginning, I was really feeling like I was going to enjoy this book and rooting for our two sisters and their whole situation. Like I don't know. I was excited to see what was going to happen, and I had a feeling of what was going to happen because when I read the synopsis, there was a comparison between this book and The Parent Trap, which I think that is quite a stretch. I do not feel like this book should have been compared to The Parent Trap, whether it's the adult version or not. This is nowhere near that as far as I'm concerned. The Parent Trap was like two twin sisters that were separated at birth that reunited and then brought their family back together. Like, that's what that was about. This is nothing like that. I feel like the comparison between The Parent Trap and this book is just, it's a loose definition. So if you also have been wanting to pick it up for that particular reason, don't go in expecting like this huge Parent Trap like vibe throughout the entire book. Either way, overall, it was okay. I'm gonna give this book a 3 stars. It's my first book by this author, and I do feel like I would give her books another chance, but it just didn't quite give me what I needed it to give. I was hoping a little bit more for some summer vibes, and that's also completely my own doing because I didn't read the synopsis. I didn't know anything about the book before going into it. So my expectations were higher than what it was going to be able to provide, and I think I would have known that a little bit more had I read the synopsis before like building up this imaginative version of the story. Either way, I'm glad that that is done. It does mean tomorrow we get to start a new book. I'm kind of debating on starting it now. So let me just show you the books I'm debating between, because I did say that I was contemplating doing a reread. And I've got 3 books in mind for a reread. So let me bring them over. Okay, collected the books. Books collected. The first book that I'm like really itching to reread, and if I don't reread it in this particular video, I know that I am going to pick it up again in the fall just because I loved this book when I read it last year. I think it was last year, like around this time. But that is House on the Cerulean Sea. This one is so sweet, so cute, so magical and whimsical, and just like the perfect cozy read that I think a lot of people would love and appreciate during the fall season. So if you are looking for a recommendation and you haven't picked this up yet, I would definitely recommend this book. This is our first contender. The next one, which I'm really partial on doing this one right now, but that is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I'm in the mood for like a thriller, mystery-esque type book. So this one just, I feel, is calling me. And when I first read this, I devoured this book. So this is very high on the list. And then lastly, I always read this book normally at least once a year. I can't help it. I love the story. Okay, guys? I love this book. That's the point I'm trying to make here. So, long story made short, Love in Other Words. And this is my like new special edition version. And I kind of just want to read it. I'm really kind of feeling this one. So I think what I'll do is this will be the one that I pick up. And then, if I'm not feeling it, we'll pick one of the other books and go from there. I may actually start this tonight. It feels like it's too early. It's not that early. It's 8 o'clock. I feel like I need caffeine, but I'm trying not to have caffeine because it's not good for me. Good morning, friends. It is Monday. So that means we need to spin again to see how many hours we need to read today. And I decided last night, like I said, to read A Good Girl's Guide to Murder for this go around, and I actually started it last night. I'm on chapter 5. I was really itching to read this book again, and I don't know why. It just was calling me. This always makes me so nervous. If this says something crazy, I might cry, but we're here now. We got 5 hours. I'd like to read a little bit this morning. I wonder if I can finish this book today. 5 hours? Is that enough time to finish this? I don't know. But first, tea. Tea will be acquired before I sit down and do that. Do you take milk in your tea? I do. I grew up drinking tea that way. One of these mornings I am going to wake up early enough to sit out here and like kind of mood read. Like I'll turn on like all my warm lights, my fairy lights, and then just wait for the sunset to come up, or for the sun to rise. Whoa, what? See, I'm tired. Yay. Well, now that the tea has been acquired, we've also found out how many hours we have to read. It's time to get to reading. Oh, you like my bookmark? Do you like my bookmark? I made it myself. I think I'm gonna start selling these. If you have ideas for bookmarks, you let me know. I've made quite a lot. Honestly, if you ever see me with bookmark, just know they're all mine. Pretty sure for the most part, every bookmark I ever use now are like ones that I've made. A Good Girl's Guide to Murder follows Pippa Fitzamobi, a high school student who decides to reopen a closed murder case in her town for a school project. Everyone believes Andy Bell was killed by her boyfriend Sal, who then took his own life. But Pip isn't so sure. The deeper she digs, the more secrets she uncovers, and it quickly becomes clear that someone in town will do anything to keep the truth buried. Good morning. It's 5:21 right now in the morning, and I'm whispering because people are still asleep, or at least in their beds. So I don't know why I got up so early. Honestly, I just really wanted to be able to sit out here and read while it's like so peaceful and quiet, and like the sun isn't out yet. Like I think that's like so relaxing. So that's what we're gonna do. Guys, and today is the release date of Katabasis, and I'm so excited. I have the physical book ordered, and it's supposed to arrive today, but I have no idea what time it's going to come, and I really want to read it today. So we're gonna spin the wheel to see how many hours I have to read today. But what I will say is I did finish A Good Girl's Guide to Murder yesterday at like 8 o'clock. It took me quite a bit of time to like get through the whole 5 hours, but I'm happy. I'm happy that I was able to. Sorry, I was trying to check the viewfinder because it keeps going out of focus. But yeah, I was really happy that I was able to read that book and finish it. And once I realized that Katabasis was coming out today, I was like, oh god, I need to finish this book actually, like, as soon as possible, because I want to have as much time as possible tomorrow to read it. So I don't know, it's always nice to have like a good reread of like a book that you just loved, and I love A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. That book is still a 5-star read for me. Also, I don't know if you can hear the dog's water filter in the back, so I apologize. It just got really loud. But yeah, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder is just always such a good read to me. So I'm glad that that was the one that I picked. But going back to Katabasis, I downloaded the sample because I don't want to get the ebook when I already have the physical copy coming today, and I keep like stalking my Amazon to see like if it says anything, although I highly doubt that it's going to be out for delivery at 5:24 in the morning. But Katabasis follows a brilliant but desperate Cambridge student who will stop at nothing to secure her future. When her mentor dies, she attempts the unthinkable, descending into hell itself to bring him back. Dark academia, ambition, rivalry, and the surreal 8 courts of hell. This book is an unforgettable descent you don't want to miss. Let me just tell you what time it is. It's 6:22. I have been waiting all day for this. Anyways, it is finally here, so let's open her up. I have no idea how I'm opening this thing. I can be so honest, I hate opening these boxes. Hello? Look at that. Oh my gosh, this is actually beautiful. And the pages feel so nice. I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna get the audiobook and listen to it. So I've been listening to the audiobook pretty much all day. Also, it's very loud with all the bugs. Maybe I should close the... All the cicadas have decided to come out tonight. But I got to... Let me just confirm what chapter I'm on. Yeah, I'm literally like 4 minutes away from finishing chapter 6. So yeah, the chapters are actually kind of long. The first chapter in itself was like 41 minutes. Then you've got a 37-minute one, a 25, a 30, a 31. Chapter 6 is 43 minutes. So it does take a little bit of time to get through it. And that's been great because it's helped me burn a lot of time off of the timer. I've only got 40 minutes and 41 minutes and 40 seconds left. So we're doing great on that. I'm bouncing around all over the place. I'm trying to get my thoughts together, but going back to the book, I got the audiobook because I was waiting for this book and I didn't want to buy the ebook and then have a physical copy of it. To me, that felt really redundant. But also, her books are quite a lot to digest because they are really like info dumping heavy sometimes, and the world building that takes place because of all of like the magic and things like that. That's what I got from when I read Babel. So I have a feeling that the audiobook was just going to be a good way to help me really understand and take in everything that's happening within this book, because I already know it's going to be a lot, but so far I am loving this book. It feels very different, but also quite similar to Babel. The reason it feels similar to Babel is just because it's taking place with like college students, and I think that's really nice. The friendship group is not as big, and actually our two main characters aren't even really friends, although I'm sensing something luring underneath their interactions a little bit, so we'll see where that goes. But yeah, it follows Alice and Peter, and they are attending Cambridge. They have this one professor together, and one day their professor is gone. Like, dead. And they're like, oh no. So Alice is like, no, he's like the best professor ever. I need to go get him back. So she decides, I'm going to go to the underworld and get him back. And Peter's like, I'm going to help you. Which is interesting because you kind of get like a little bit of back and forth between what happened prior to him going missing and also obviously present. So far, I'm just really enjoying how the story is being told. And I am instantly falling in love with the story and the characters, and I'm so excited to see what's going to happen with the rest of the book. Good morning, you already know the drill. We're gonna get right to our spin. Hello. Two. Okay. Well, that's easy. Because this book, I can't put it down. So, I guess I'll start my day a little bit. I don't have to rush to read right now, but I do want to pick up this book again. So I'll start my day and then I'll come back and read a little bit and update you guys as to what I think. I haven't updated you guys at all today, and I'm using my microphone just because there is a lot of background noise. Got the washer and the dryer going, the windows open, so I just want to make sure that you guys can actually hear me okay. So in case you're wondering why I have a microphone, that is why. But I'm about to head out and go hang out with a friend at my favorite place, the bakery. Update on Katabasis. I am chapter 20. I'm like, honestly, like 3 pages away from finishing this chapter, but my friend texted me, so I was like, let me hurry up and just get myself together. I'll bring the book with me just in case I do want to read a little bit while we're at the cafe. I don't know like if we're gonna be doing like a ton of talking, because she did say bring my iPad or my Mac or whatever so we could like work. So I am loving this book. I have said that, I think, probably since talking to you about this book. But I am actually really, really enjoying it. The story is told in such a way where you get kind of like past present, but it's not like your normal past present timeline. Like a lot of books that I've read, you'll get like one chapter in the past, one chapter in the present. This isn't told that way. We kind of get flashbacks of the past, which I really love because it also coincides with what's really happening in the present to give us a little bit more background story. So I have been loving that. That has been really nice and refreshing to read a story told in that format. I also have been really enjoying our characters. I really do like Alice and Peter. I especially really like Peter, and I feel like there's a more to Peter than we've really gotten a chance to know thus far. But I do have an inkling that he does really like and care for Alice. Either way, this has been a very, very good story. I'm very much enjoying it. Their professor is definitely a piece of work. Like, I'm sorry, I know like this is probably like so important to them, but like he could stay there. I'm not trying to be rude, not trying to be mean, but he actually, I don't even care. He can stay there. He is just not very nice, but I think you see people like this, like people like him, you still see people like that, you know what I mean? Like, am I making any sense? People like the professor actually exist in real life. Like that is definitely something where I feel like you'll see like someone with higher power abusing that power to get what they want and to be honestly just not a nice person. So I don't know, I think it's been pretty good though. The magic system is also quite interesting, and especially to see how the magic works in the underworld has been really interesting, because when they first initially tried to use their magic, they were having issues. So that's when we stumbled into another character, and she explained to them how the magic, like how you'd actually have to be able to perform magic in the underworld, which has been nice. Overall, I'm loving this book. We're trekking on through. We are, I'm pretty sure, if I had to take a guess, maybe like 58% mark, closer to 60% way through the book, which is insane. Like, it took me a lot longer to read Babel than it's been taking me to read this one. So I'm loving this book. Also, this feels super heavy. This feels very, very hefty. Anywho, that's all that I have to say. So I will pop in and let you guys know what's going on probably tomorrow, because I read quite a lot, which means I actually finished my 3 hours for the day already, which is great because it's only like 3:30. So feeling pretty good, pretty happy about that, and satisfied. So yeah, we'll see what tomorrow holds. Tomorrow is going to be the last day. Tomorrow's going to be the last day of doing this little challenge, and it's honestly been so nice. I normally want to be on my phone or watch a lot of like YouTube and things like that, but I haven't been wanting to do that as much as I've been wanting to read. But one thing I will say that's really helped me is having a very good book to dive into. Between this one and A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, I've been just really locked in and loving and enjoying reading all over again, which is just my favorite thing. So anywho, I will talk to you guys tomorrow for our final day of this little challenge. Good morning. It is now Friday. I can't believe that this is the last day of this challenge. It's been so fun. Anyways, it is 8:48 in the morning. I've been up for a little while. I've been up since like 6, but been doing some like cleaning. I also went with Anthony to run over to Target, my third favorite place. But yeah, we went and had to get some like cleaning supplies and whatnot, because Anthony's mom is coming. So my mother-in-law is coming for the weekend, and I just want to like make sure the house is tidy. But long story made short, I haven't spun the wheel yet, which is probably not the smartest, because watch today be the one day that is the longest out of all of it, and the one day I have no time. But I figured I should spin the wheel now, because worst case scenario, If it's a lot, then I can be listening to the audiobook as I'm cleaning. So let's spin the wheel for today. For the final time today. I don't know if we might do this again if you guys like it, but 3. You know, I'm actually really surprised that I've not gotten anything crazy this whole time, because I was really dreading it saying like 8. That sounded terrifying. But 3 we can manage, thank God, because I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do if it's something crazy. I'm gonna go ahead, take care of this dog, probably eat some breakfast because I haven't eaten yet, and then shower. Or maybe I'll shower first. I don't know. The last time I talked to you guys, I think I may have mentioned that I was cleaning the house and getting things ready because my mother-in-law was coming to stay with us for a little bit. And I read and never talked to you guys again. But also, I didn't finish the amount of hours I was supposed to finish. I think I had like 50 minutes or something like that left. I didn't have enough time between when I actually started reading and started the timer to when my mother-in-law got here. So what I ended up doing was finishing the 50 minutes remaining today, and that ended up working out. Like, it's not the end of the world, right? The entire point of this challenge was to be able to minimize how much time I was actually using my phone or gravitating towards picking up my phone versus like reading my book. And I think that we have I lost my place. I was like, where's my bookmark? And I think that I have accomplished that. Where is my bookmark? What's going on here? Wait, where's my book? Oh no, I lost my place. I'm pretty sure I was on like chapter 30 something. That's so depressing. Okay, I'll figure that out here in a little bit. But yeah, long story made short, that was the gist of, or the entire purpose of this challenge. So I feel like I accomplished that, and I am pretty happy and pat myself on the back, because if the last day was the only day that I struggled to complete that timer with good reason, then I'm cool with that. But I am so close to finishing this book. I have about this much left out of this, so that's pretty good. I'm on chapter 28, so I am pretty happy with the progress we made. I knew there was a good possibility I just wasn't going to finish the book this week, with only having 3 days, now 4 days to be able to read it. But hopefully I will be able to finish it this week, and I can give you guys a little update on that once I do. But overall, my thoughts on the book is I love it. I love it. I am absolutely in love with this book. I am having a very good time reading it. I would say first 50% of the book, like, I was locked in, ready to see what was going on, wanted to know more about our main characters, wanted to know why they had this kind of like enemy, like rivalry situation going on. I wanted to know what was going on with the professor, how he ended up dying. Like, I just had so many questions that I just wanted to continue to read the book. But then as we were like going on and we started to get answers to those questions, more questions started popping up and speculations, and I'm having such a good time. I'm having a good time. That is the gist of it. Long story made short. So that is where I'm going to leave you guys and end this video. So if you enjoyed this video, you let me know in the comments down below. Let me know again, like I said, if you would like me to make more videos like this, if you like challenges and things like that. I would love to do more of these if it's something that you're interested in. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe. Like I told you, I'll know if you did. I'll know if you did. Bye-bye.